What's going on? It's your boy, Party Marty, aka the Armchair Expert. I'm usually doing these videos with my boy, King Mo, but he's been busy. I didn't want to touch bases on a video he sent me yesterday, so this would be quick. A quick little video. He sent me a video of someone reacting to Showbiz the Adult, I believe that's his name, claiming that Usyk wouldn't have been a champion in the 90s. Well, I have four names right here who I think Usyk would have beaten, and who I think at the time wasn't better than Usyk now. And that who did hold titles in the 90s. I think it's very disingenuous to Usyk's career, whether it be personal bias or that maybe you just don't know anything about boxing, for you to claim that Usyk wouldn't have been a champion in the 90s. First name on the list is Tommy Morrison. His best win was his WBO title over 150-year-old George Foreman. That was his best win. And do I think Tommy Morrison is better than Usyk, like the guy claimed in the video that he was reacting to? Absolutely not. Tommy was a perfect style matchup for someone like Usyk. He's this come forward brawler, overly aggressive. That's a perfect style for someone like Usyk, who had better footwork, better combinations, quicker hand speed, and quicker footwork. I think he would be too smart. He would bring Tommy into some of his traps and just outwork him and frustrate Tommy, in my opinion. Then you have Frank Bruno, whose best win was, I think, the second to last fight of his career. He won the WBC title over Oliver McCall. That was Frank Bruno's best win. And I know King Mo had compared him to Daniel Dubois. Well, both champions. And what did Usyk do? Usyk beat Daniel Dubois. So I think Usyk would have beat Frank Bruno. Absolutely. I think he's just more skilled than Frank Bruno was. Not taking anything away from them. Again, I'm just comparing champions in the 90s who I think Usyk was better and who Usyk could beat. Then you have Michael Moore. Michael Moore was a champion, and we saw what happened to him against George Foreman. I think Michael Moore is like Usyk, but not as skilled, or didn't have the will to win. That's what made Usyk so dangerous and so good. You can see it in the second AJ fight, or you can see it in the Tyson Fury fight. He might have been struggling the first 5 or 6 rounds, but then his will to win, and his determination, makes him stronger as the fight goes on. And I think he would outlast Michael Moore in those terms. I think the punches that George was landing on Michael Moore in that fight, Usyk would have found a way to adjust to those straight rights, and he would have beat Michael Moore, and he would have beat George Foreman too, in my opinion. Both those guys, Usyk, in that night, he would have beat any of those versions of those who fought between Michael Moore and George Foreman. I think Michael Moore just got hit too much, didn't have the defense, wasn't able to adjust like Usyk. Now, Foreman was 45 years old. I think he's too old and too slow for someone like Usyk. Still had that power, don't get me wrong, but I think Usyk would have frustrated him with his footwork and his combinations, causing George to keep his hands up on defense and always having him reset his feet too. Now, if this was the 70s, of course, would have been a different story. Now, I'm also not saying that Usyk would have ran the table in the 90s. I'm just saying I thought it was pretty stupid to make a claim that Usyk will never hold a title in the 90s, where I just listed 4 guys off the top of my head who I think Usyk is better and who also held titles. And, I was born in the 80s. I'm not dumb. I was raised in the 90s. Things were better in the 80s and 90s. Movies was better. Music was better. Sports was better. Hey, even gangbanging was tougher in the 80s and 90s than it is now. Those are just facts. But to make the claim that Usyk wouldn't have fared well in the 90s, 80s, 70s, or 60s is silly. And I know the guy who made the claim too that no one in today's era would be able to go back in time. That's wrong. I can name one guy right now. Nail anyway is probably the best best little man in boxing history. Nobody from 122 pounds and down would beat a prime anyway. That's including Finite Lopez, Victor Arcinian, even Prime Donaire, anybody you want to say, Chocolatito, any of these guys. Bam, anyway, beats all these guys. So that's why I disagree on that part too. So yeah, there was guys in today's time who could go back, and fight the guys in the 90s, 80s, and 70s. And so I just want to make this quick video and to say that you guys don't know shit about boxing. Thank you.